What's up, guys? Third time here today. NCAA women's bracket reveal coming up here shortly as they're previewing everything now. I will definitely not be putting this one on the stream, on the screen this time, as I did get, it got removed. I got a warning. First warning at this point I've gotten. I've had some music stuff that all of a sudden was an issue at one point, but we'll just kind of watch this reveal together. I'm not going to put it up on here. Kind of sucks too, because had a big time and maybe streaming it. Had a lot of views going on it. We had over 350 people, which was pretty awesome on that. But we're getting to it now. They're going to reveal. I got to put my glasses on. I normally wear contacts, but I've had a left eye bother me for a few days here. So we're going to watch this. Looks like they've got their crew on here, got their women's bracketologist on here as well. And I'll be honest, I've not been looking at any of the predictions. I think we're all pretty much in agreement this may be a 5 seed coming tonight. So we'll see. The key is, can the Lady Vols get matched up, get a good matchup? And because if you get through that first game, you're playing a road game the second game. I mean, it's as simple as that. You are playing at your opponents. That's why, some of those losses down the stretch were, especially that Georgia loss. That Georgia loss was big. And I really think that knocked the Lady Vols out of hosting in round one. Now the key is going to be is that predictions that I've seen says UCLA, the top seed. Of course, South Carolina will be a 1. I expect Texas to be a 1. And then I have to think it's USC as the 4th number 1. So where are the Lady Vols? Which one are they going to be with? I would think, well, too, it's going to depend on how many SEC teams make it on. Well, it's saying right here, 10 of them's projected, so it's totally possible that Tennessee could be in a bracket with South Carolina or Texas on this. So we'll wait and see where we go here as well. I think some of the fun got taken. The men's one I was doing, I was kind of surprised, but some of you said it got shut down along the way. And I got the warning after it was over, but I don't know if y'all caught my reaction when Kentucky and Purdue got put in our bracket, but I was I don't know, it was kind of fun. I mean, I didn't say anything bad. It was just kind of fun there as well. So the Final Four's in Birmingham, Alabama. Is that right? For the women? All right, here we go. Number 1 overall is UCLA. No surprise on that one. I mean, I would think if I'm a Lady Gamecocks fan, I would be feeling pretty good right now, knowing they're on a roll. And, I know they say that there was some kind of whining about, well, it's basically a home for them. It kind of is. I mean, there's no doubt about it, but same could be said for Tennessee and Nashville today, and we see how that went. So maybe you just got to face the facts, the Lady. As much as I don't like to say it, that Gamecocks women's program is just better right now than the rest of the conference, and has been the case for a bit. Now, hopefully, Kim Caldwell, and my thing with her, she will not say it, and her coaches won't. I respect they won't say it. It's been like trying to basically fit a square peg in a round hole this year. She's made do. They got some good transfers. Some good things happen, but it's pretty obvious there's some of these ladies on the team that don't fit the system. And bringing in 5 like they're bringing in next year, what will they bring in through the portal? Will they have anybody leave? I mean, sometimes it could be a addition by subtraction too, if there's like any problem people that decide to hit the portal. I don't know on that one, but All right, we legitimately could be in this part of the bracket right here. This legitimately could be us already right here. Let's see. Nope, Ole Miss. So, so we're not going to be in UCLA's bracket. Not unless we somehow got dropped to a 6. I don't see it. Oh no, I think Lady Vols got to be a 5. Best thing that may happen to Lady Vols too is having a couple weeks off the way they are. Coach Caldwell talked about it, them being what she felt was probably a tired team. Them getting a couple weeks off, kind of get their legs back, kind of get just a breather to go back to the drawing board, especially after a rough end of the season, the way that they had it. LSU to a 3, that's a tough 3 seed. Because you got to think what UConn's going to be a 2 somewhere. Would they put UConn back with South Carolina again? That'd be interesting. Might take a few minutes for us to get to the Lady Vols selections here as we watch. Any of you that are in here watching, we got 63. Make sure you hit that like. Share out the content. Share out that content. Greatly appreciated as well. Super chats are appreciated as well. There's Florida State team. Tennessee did beat this year. It was a good game. That's a good game when they played that one. But any of you in here that's keeps up with kind of all the sports, what's your opinion on the men's draw? I'm afraid some of our Connecticut's not a. I don't think Connecticut's a 1 seed. They might be. You may be right, Kyle. Maybe they are. The projections I saw was it'd be Texas, USC. Yeah, it could come down to UConn or USC though on that one. You may be right on that. Any of you that watched? Oh, there you go, Dan. I appreciate that. What about the man? Kentucky's been a match. Kentucky's beat up right now. They've got one of their main guys is out, but I just think at some point though, there's nothing about me that thinks Kentucky's a better team, even though they had Tennessee's number. But we'll see. I saw the ESPN projections. I think who was it? Greenberg was the only one that projected Tennessee to make the Final Four on it. The rest of them had Houston. Most of them went. They had I think 1 or 2 of them had Michigan State beating Auburn. All of them had Duke. All of them had Florida. I think they all picked Florida to win the national championship along the way. So we'll see. I'm telling you, I think if Tennessee can get to the point and get Duke, I think Tennessee can out physical Duke. I'm not so sure Alabama can't either when they get to them. We'll find out if Mississippi State wins their first round game and they go against Duke, we're going to be able to see a little bit about how Duke can handle SEC physicality because Mississippi State is a very physical team. I don't know if Illinois beats Kentucky or not. If Illinois is playing their brand of ball, I mean, personally, I want Kentucky again. I want Kentucky again. And I want Purdue. That's my perfect world scenario. With that said, meaning if we beat them, I definitely don't want to lose to Kentucky again. But I would like nothing better than to get the last laugh and send their asses to the house. Nothing would make me happier than that. And then to follow it up and send Purdue to the house. In my list of fan bases I don't like, those two are right up there pretty high. I'd throw Auburn in there. I would throw Arkansas. Not a real fan of Arkansas either. So we'll see on that. Yeah, I agree, Kyle. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. and Kentucky shot lights out both games against Tennessee. I mean, it was just, especially up at Rupp, there's just times where I'm just like, what can you do on it? They shot like guys who, one or two guys set career highs that game. It's Clemson's pretty good, man. It wouldn't surprise me if they come out of that top part. Wouldn't surprise me. Houston's good. Houston plays a style of ball that my guess is we'll see Houston if we get out of our part of it. I don't know that Purdue is all that this year. That's more wishful thinking. I mean, they're a good program, don't get me wrong, but I think Houston's going to be pretty tough to beat up there. I mean, the Big 12's decent, and nobody's beaten them. I mean, some of the games that they thought Houston might lose, they didn't. So, pretty big watch party for the South Carolina women. I mean, when you have no other sports on your campus worth of crap, I mean, you got to get behind some team, right? Kind of curious. I want to see some SEC baseball scores because I have not seen much for the weekend. Been a busy weekend with the basketball going on. All right, so no, that didn't tell it. Tennessee swept Florida. Georgia took 2 out of 3. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. We're talking about their bracket now. So. There we go. Upset of the first round. Tennessee Tech goes to Columbia and beats South Carolina. If anybody comes across this thinks I'm serious, I'm not. We could possibly be in this part. This is the Birmingham. Okay, Birmingham is not the Final Four. I mean, even if the Lady Vols are here, I don't know if that's the worst thing in the world. I mean, what they lost by 7 to South Carolina, I don't know if it was that close, but I mean, I never felt like the Lady Vols had a chance like once they got down, but hopefully in this one, no, Alabama's the 5. Okay. SEC team's going to sweep the 5 seeds. Ole Miss is a 5 with UCLA, now Alabama. So Tennessee, the Lady Vols will be with either, I'm assuming Texas or UCLA. Or I'm sorry, Texas or USC. Like I said, unless for some reason they drop to a 6, I wouldn't think so, but who knows how much that Georgia loss hurt too. Let's see, while we're looking at that, I think Arkansas did beat. Yep, Arkansas beat Ole Miss 12-9. Oklahoma beat South Carolina. Auburn hit a grand slam in the 8th and beat Vanderbilt 7-6. Took 2 out 3 from them. Bama beat A&M. Did Bama sweep A&M? Yep, they sure did. South Carolina beat Oklahoma yesterday. LSU swept Missouri. Ole Miss got Arkansas on Friday. Okay. Texas. And Texas A&M, what a crap show, man. I don't guess they've announced game times for the men yet. We know it's going to be Thursday, but I wonder with UCLA and Utah State being that 7-10 if we're not going to be the evening matchup. Vanderbilt to 7. Auburn plays in Lexington. Okay. Auburn and then Creighton. How do they send Louisville to Lexington? I did not catch that when the brackets were announced. So Auburn is potentially going to have to play, even though it's enemy territory, it's still in the state of Kentucky. Come on, man. Louisville should absolutely not be in playing in Kentucky. Auburn might have got a raw deal on this one. I've got to think based on the locations that wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee is not like the 7, 8 o'clock game on Thursday night. All right, so going to commercial, we'll find out. We've got for sure the Texas and USC regionals. I don't know, TaylorMade. I'm kind of just sitting here waiting. Really, I don't know, man. I'm thinking. I don't know what to think on the women's one. Men's draw. What do you guys think on that one? Might be hard. I think Tennessee fans will show up in Lexington too. I think you'll see a lot of Tennessee fans show up in Lexington, and I think that I wouldn't be surprised for Kentucky fans to show up, especially with Tennessee and Louisville there earlier. But I don't know. At this point, Kentucky might want Tennessee in the Sweet 16, possibly. So that was a interesting little curveball that got thrown this afternoon as well. I don't know, Knoxville Predator catcher. It's like they come out shooting a lot of them early and they adjusted in the second half, which what I think both teams end up tied. But yeah, I'm totally with you on that one. I thought they totally took too many threes in that first half. And that make that Florida had at the end of the half was huge for them. I don't know, when Tennessee went to the 4-guard lineup, it worked really well because they were getting killed on the boards. And really, I don't know during that time when they had the 4-guard lineup that the rebounding was any worse than it was. Milicic, Okpara, Phillips today, they I got to stay out. We got too many guys getting in foul trouble on here. And some of that was the game was nitpicked. Yep, Ryan got the old first warning today on it. I guess I should have known better. I was thinking more of, like, I know when you have some of these guys committing and people will stream the commitment. I was thinking the same thing. So, and the CBS website had the bracket reveal, so I just kind of had a brain fade on it and figured probably wouldn't matter if I stream it since it's free online. Anyway, it's not like I streamed premium content or anything, but I'll know not to do it again for sure. And kind of sucks because, like I said, had a big audience for it as well. Had like 350 some for this channel. That's a lot of viewers on a live show. I was pretty happy with that until I get the freaking warning that it had been removed. So it is what it is. But I thought the second half, the way Tennessee attacked Florida was really good. But man, that Florida team, they played good. But if I'm them, I would not like right now everybody picking me to win the tournament. I would not like that. I still wouldn't count Auburn out. I know Auburn is, but Auburn lost to Texas A&M on the road. They lost on what a buzzer beater to Alabama, and then they lost to Tennessee. Those are not necessarily road losses to be ashamed of along the way. So, all right, here's the Texas regional. Let's see where we're at. You think this is it, TaylorMade? It could be. I'm curious to see. Obviously, we're here, USC. This could be it, though. I don't know, man. I'd rather have Okpara in the Phillips. My thing is none of them bring anything offensively. And I see a lot of people saying Estrella would add a lot. Does Estrella have an offensive game? It's been said that he does, but Barnes doesn't. Adu was kind of your exception of big guys who could step out and shoot a little bit on it. Okpara, Phillips, they have no game. It would be really big if those guys could develop a mid-range game next year. Tennessee's got to branch their offense, and I think especially when they go to the portal, which are going to have to go portal heavy, it's got to be 3-and-D guys. It has to be. Yeah, Igor, man, I had high expectations on him coming in because he can do everything. But right now, he had a bad weekend. We need him. He's got the potential. He's got the potential, but I don't know, man. It's like normally he's one of the best rebounders too, but just the amount of plays he made where it's like, what's he thinking? Um, I mean, especially he had those back-to-back plays against Auburn. Pass right to him goes out of bounds, and then the next one he he doesn't cut when Ziegler's trying to get him to cut. Gainey and Ziegler to me are 1A, 1B right now. Chaz Lanier's your third best player on the team. I don't. Oh, here we go. There's Lady Vols. They're the fifth seed with freaking Ohio State. So Lady Vols are in the Columbus, Ohio part, and they're with Tech. They play South Florida. All right, so I'll have to do some research on South Florida. Obviously, don't know anything about them right now. So there you go. They're in the top with Texas. Of course, as we know, what Lady Vols and Texas, was that not a close one this year? Let me pull that up here real quick. Let's see. The Lady Vols lost Texas 80-76. And Texas was ranked 7th at the time. That was back in January. So, I mean, you would think you're playing them. All right, I'm confused here. Are all the regionals in Birmingham? Is that how they do it? I thought they had different locations with the women. All right, let's see here. So they only have 2 sites. Final Four's in Tampa. So 2 of the brackets will play in Birmingham and 2 of them play in Spokane. That's interesting. Interesting. Said 23-10 on South Florida's record. Let me kind of look at. All right, let's see if there's any games of comparison here. So South Florida women's team. All right, common games. They got they played UConn, lost 86-49. They did play Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt beat them 62-49. They lost to Mississippi State 59-52. So they played South Carolina in Columbia, lost 78-62. Played Duke in December, lost 65-56. I know it's not common, but Duke's one of the higher seeds. And then they did just win their conference tournament, the American Athletic Conference. So they won 3 in a row. Prior to that, their last game was canceled. And then they lost to East Carolina and Tulsa. prior to that one, they were on a pretty good streak. I think this is one where if you clean up your defense and you play your game, you're moving on. TaylorMade said they like to slow it down. So that's going to be interesting to see who can control the pace on this one. It sounds like it's two totally opposite ends of the spectrum on that one, with South Florida like to slow it down, and the Lady Vols normally like to play at a breakneck pace. So that'll be pretty interesting matchup. Now, if you get two, then if they win or more, they're paired with Ohio State is where they're at. Ohio State is the host for that part of the bracket. So I would think if Lady Vols win, they will play Ohio State at that point. Let's see here. See if I can find, let me pull their schedule up. See if there's anything common that we had here. So Ohio State went 25-6. Doesn't look like we have any common opponents. Games of interest here. Say it lost to UCLA 65-52 in Los Angeles. Lost to USC 84-63 in Los Angeles. Iowa, there's your common one. They beat Iowa 86-78 in overtime back in February. And then in the Big Ten tournament, they beat Iowa 60-59. And then they lost to UCLA 75-46 on that one. Not sure about their style, not sure about their pace. And most of their wins are at least 80 points, if not in the 90s or more. They hit 100. Saw they hit 100 here. Maybe they didn't. I thought I saw 100 on here. Yep, here you go. They hit 106 against Ohio, 96 against Bowling Green, 94 against Charlotte, 104 versus Cleveland State. So their team that could get up and down the court, it looks like, here as well. Here's the tough thing. At home this year, 15-0. So you're going to their home. That would be I think that would be a big deal if Tennessee could get up there and get a win at Ohio State. Especially with them being undefeated at home. So no favors on it. But again, here's where the problem come in along the way. When you lost to Georgia, you got what you got on that one. And so this team's tired. They've got to go back to the drawing board and see, what has not been working. You got to get everybody on the same page. Hopefully we've got everybody healthy. And, I'll be honest, you might have to trim that rotation down. I don't know how you really do that playing at the pace that they do, though. Because like I said, I think some of them just don't fit the system. The coaches will never say that, and they shouldn't. I'll say it for them. Some of them fit really well. Your transfers have fit. We've seen them, some of them continuing to get better. I think the ones that haven't, it's just the fact they don't fit the system. And I don't necessarily know that they're bad players by any means, but they were recruited for a different system. And you're starting to see a different type player getting recruited in here. There's some elite women's basketball players coming in next year. And you wait and see in the portal, too. They will bring in, they're not having to scratch to try to fill out a roster this time. They've got a system. There is proof of what the system does. If, to me, I'll be honest, if they don't win a game in it, I'm still happy with the progress made this year. And when you look back at the recruiting of the Lady Vols roster the last few years, it's been freaking garbage. the recruiting has been just absolute, for lack of a better term, shit. That's what it's been on it. The previous staff didn't take. Now they did well with the portal, but their high school recruiting was not good, and that's why, why is there an uproar when Kim Caldwell let Williams, the recruiting coordinator, go when they've not even recruited for crap lately? So even if the Lady Vols don't win another game, I still think it was a successful season. There's been good things happening, but I'm looking more toward the future with the recruiting class, and they're going to have a lot to sell in the portal because I think players are going to like to play in that system, and especially if you're filling out depth, the way they rotate players in and out on it. If you're coming in, putting in some work, you're not just going to sit out all the time. I think that's a big sell for them. But we know the draws for it. The men, they are playing Wofford, which is an interesting one on Thursday. We'll see what time that is. If they play to the West Coast audience, Tennessee will probably play around 7:30, 7 to 8 o'clock with it, with UCLA and Utah State being in. But, I don't know how they go with that, and especially with Auburn playing in Lexington as well. Hopefully Tennessee and Auburn fans will gang up this week and try to help each team get through. Oh, Ethan says 6:50. Crap. I'm going to miss the freaking first half of that game, man. I knew that would happen. Yep, 6:50 TNT. Man. All right, it is what it is. I'll get home by about 8. That screws up my whole Thursday. Now, I could change something though, but General, what's going on, man? Men, Tennessee, they're the 2 seed. They play Wofford Thursday at 6:50. Lady Vols, 5 seed. They play South Florida. They will be going to Columbus, Ohio for their first round game. So, and Ohio State, unfortunately, they are undefeated at home on the season. So it'll be a tall task to get through the first 2. There's been a lot of content put out on here today. 3 live shows. Unfortunately, one of them got taken down, which sucks, but it is what it is. Baseball video is out there as well. I'm ready to wrap up for the night. I'm ready to just go sit on the couch and turn it all off. It's been a fun day. It's been a lot of fun, though. I will say that. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of basketball. Real exciting day. Disappointing result with Tennessee, Florida basketball game today, but not disappointed in the team. The result stinks, but team's going to have a chance. They're going to have a chance, and they got an interesting road potentially in that Sweet 16 and Elite 8. We'll see where it goes on that. In a perfect world, I hope we get Kentucky in the Sweet 16 and then Purdue in the Elite 8 to get to the Final Four. And why not bring Alabama on for the Final Four, and then let's get revenge on Florida and even that 2-2 and win a national championship. That would be the perfect, ideal road. Or I don't know, just bring Duke. Bring Duke on the Final Four. I'd love to send Duke to the house. Have no problem sending Duke to the house as well. But Lady Vols, we'll see on theirs. If they could get to the Sweet 16, that's a heck of a job, especially if you go to an opponent's place who's undefeated at home and can do it. That would be really good. The talent is there. The talent is there. The common opponent was Iowa. Both teams has beaten Iowa this year. Ohio State beat them twice. Biggest thing for the Lady Vols is they got to clean their defense up. Their defense was pretty bad, especially against Georgia. Too many breaks along the way. And just got to get healthy. I think that's a big part of it as well. Rest of the way, I will be live Thursday night after the game. I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably going to miss the first half. I've got to go up to Asheville for something at 6, and I'll probably won't get home till about 8. So I'll miss the first part of the game, but we'll discuss it after. I'll probably get Kerry to come on with me on Thursday night as well if he's not busy. That's the only reason he's not been on. His work schedule kind of conflicts and stuff as well. But we'll definitely be live Thursday, and then we'll play it by ear where they are from there. I mean, I'll be live the rest of the way on basketball and try to do the same with Lady Vols, barring that there's no conflicts. I'm not going to promise. That's the plan. Live shows the rest of the way, and then of course continue covering baseball just as we have. Today is a perfect example of why you should check out the House of Orange Sports channel. We're covering it all right here. If there would have been a football game or something important football that required a live show, we would have done that today as well. Like I said, I'm going to put the promoter hat on here as well. This is your place you need to be for Tennessee basketball, Lady Vols basketball, Tennessee baseball. And I know a lot of them do football, and some of them, that's all they know or claim to know is football. We know football here pretty well also. So make no mistake about that. But if it's Tennessee athletics, if it's the main ones, we're going to be here. We're going to cover it along the way. Thank you guys for your support. Make sure you hit the like, the share. If you have not, if you're new, I know a lot of you here, looks like in the comments, are members. I really appreciate, or your subscribers. I really appreciate you guys subscribing, supporting the content. Make sure you check out those membership tiers as well. Super chats, super thanks. They are greatly appreciated as well. We're going to end this long day here. Long, fun day, though. Make no mistake about it. Very fun day. But this is Frank, House of Orange Sports Channel. And last but not least, go Vols.